Welcome back to the People's Guild. If you are invested in Splinterlands or if you are just curious about Splinterlands, then this podcast is for you. In this episode, we discuss specialized bots and the possible repercussions for the game, the new updates to the ranked reward system, and the implications of modern and wild. Enjoy.
All right, well, let's get into it, guys. We want to kick off the episode discussing bots. How are they going to shape the future of the game? What is the landscape of the game going to look like moving forward? Are we going to invest in bots as individuals for our personal accounts, for alt accounts? And we are specifically looking at bots like the Archmage Splinterland bot. It's been featured recently in a handful of our favorite content creators, from Cryptmancer to Aftersound. It's been all over Peaked and Splinter Talk. So Wasco, why don't you kind of kick us off and tell us, what are you thinking? How is this going to influence the game moving forward? And how has this, if at all, adjusted your thinking towards embracing a bot for your own account, for an alt account?
Yeah. Dude, it's definitely got me thinking. It's probably got the team thinking, or I hope it has. It kind of reminds me, I don't know, probably a bit before your time, young gun, but there's a movie called Zulu with Michael Caine, and at the end, his
spoiler alert! Spoiler! I can hear a spoiler coming.
His famous quote at the end, and I don't mean "I only told you to blow the bloody doors off." I don't mean that quote, but he says, they've just finished fighting the Zulus, and he goes, "Well, we haven't done too badly." And then he just sees like another 10,000 Zulus. Oh my God. Kind of just reminds me something similar to that. Like the team have done an amazing job to kind of stem the flow of bots at the bottom level. But this I get the feeling that this is just going to be a problem at the upper tier.
Well, that's an interesting take. So I am curious if the bots are really going to serve as a problem. I'd be curious to. So I was pretty shocked to see that. And I don't know. I didn't follow up with. I forget the account that Cryptmancer highlighted as being the top of the leaderboard in Champ. I was pretty shocked to see that a bot took an account there. Obviously, the guy's got a significant amount of CP. He's got the right cards to be playing in Champ, and the bot's just kind of playing the system and plugging the cards for the win. But to see that he was holding down the fort at first place, or he or she, I'm not sure if it was who exactly was holding down that particular account. But is it really a problem? I mean, how do you kind of understand bots coming back into the game in a presumably big way with the advent of software like Archmage? How do you kind of understand this to be a significant problem or issue?
Well, I think it can only be a problem if the bots have an advantage, right? And if they are able to get data that we don't have as humans, then I could see that as a problem. I don't know what data they would be allowed, but I suppose it's just that thing as well, just that bots never get tired, do they? It's just like they can just go, just ready to go. They don't have any distractions, if you're at home and your kids are just jumping all over you and you're trying to kind of get your team set in, or you're kind of just hungover, which many people can attest to, and they're trying to kind of grind, or they're just like generally just stressed or work. There's all those things that come into play, right? And if people are concerned about leaderboards, and I feel that the problems and people's gripes with this could be in tournaments and brawls. I don't know. How about you? Like, do you see it becoming a problem, or like you personally? Like, would you mind if you're in the tournament, you're pushing for first place? Like, would it does it concern you so much that you'd get beaten by a bot to first?
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. So I hadn't considered bots competing in tournaments and brawls. And I'm not sure. I don't know if I had heard either Cryptmancer or any of the other guys touch on that being kind of an area of opportunity for the bots. To my understanding, it was bots competing through the ranked battle system and competing for a leaderboard. But the tournaments and brawls, yeah, that's an interesting facet. Like I said, I hadn't considered. That being said, I feel like we've shifted into an area where bots 3 months ago and the problem that they posed then is non-existent, right? They're no longer extracting complete value from the game with a minimal investment of a spell book, right? Now, in order to earn the rewards, you've got to be contributing to the game in the way of purchasing cards off the market, purchasing packs, renting. In some way, shape, or form, you are investing into the economy. So the problem has shifted from a world where that is the nature of a bot to a world where bots are able to compete at a really high level, given the adequate resources to do so. Meaning that if you equip a bot account with a stacked gold deck, I would assume that stacked gold deck in the hands of a bot would probably be able to take you somewhere in diamond, right? Just kind of extrapolating out from what we saw from Cryptmancer's video, where he had, I think everything that he had equipped with that bot with was 1 BCX, and he got a rating of the CP was missing, so he was competing in silver. I want to say silver 2, but his rating had increased all the way to, I believe it was gold 1 rating. But the way that the ranked reward system is structured, your rating is essentially capped out in terms of how that contributes to the amount of R shares that you're receiving as part of a win. So if you're at, let's look at the league requirements. So if you're in silver 2 CP wise, you've got less than 40,000 CP, your rating is going to be capped at 1599 as far as what is being applied to the R share equation. So even if you run your rating up to 1899, if your CP is not there, your rating that is the contributing factor towards your R share volume is capped at 1599. So in order to reap the bigger rewards, your CP and your rating both have to be comparable to the kind of tier in your respective league, right? That being said, and this was kind of a long-winded answer towards your initial question, I don't know. I think that was a long build-up to a pretty lame answer. But
well, I think you got to look at it. There's definitely different aspects you can look at it, right? People come, like, why do people come into the game? They come to the game because they just want to have fun. Some people come into the game because they want to invest. Now, what is best for the game? It's best for the game to have people that want to play it for the fun factor, right? And since I've heard this type of bot is possible, and who's to say it hasn't been done before? It most likely has been done before. I think now it's just I personally can see a problem because now it's going to be mainstream, and before it felt like it wasn't so mainstream. Like a company like Archmage has made it viable for the masses, and I'm definitely part of that because I'm definitely, I mentioned to you before, I'm definitely bot curious. So I have definitely considered doing it. And I think like another aspect to this is like the back there are currently, I think, less than 1,000 of these tokens, alpha and beta, available on
And
the market.
they're going
But
for a pretty penny all of
yeah,
a sudden.
well, they were selling for $10, right? And now someone sold it for 150. I read. So
Yeah, I hopped into the Hive marketplace, and the alpha, so live numbers, wow. Live numbers on the beta, the price is 234, the alpha is 311, and
wow.
it looks like there's the Archmage access pass. I didn't see that yesterday. And it doesn't look like the supply has been pumped in yet, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. So I believe that the account that Cryptmancer was referencing was Infinity X22. Does that sound right to you?
I can't confirm that or not confirm that, but yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with you that one with that one.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain, so we won't dive into the numbers. But looking at, assuming that at least a handful of the accounts that are competing for champ leaderboard are running a bot, I don't see any sort of win percentage that strikes me as unfair or advantaged, or I don't know how much of an advantage outside of around the clock 24-hour playing the bot actually gives you. Is that a fair kind of assessment? I mean, we're scrolling through these numbers here together, and it looks like the leaderboard always does across any league, right? There's a couple of accounts that have some pretty high win percentages, but nothing kind of unbelievably high, upwards of 70-80%. Yeah, what do you think about that, Kieran?
Well, yeah, I think because when he came out with the video, it was the account that he mentioned, it was first, right? So if that's the case, then it's definitely dropped down. So yeah, that would definitely show that it's not, wiping the board with wins. But I think another aspect you can look at, and definitely up for discussion, is that the team is definitely pushing for like esports and these our battles to be televised, right? And this is something that could deter people from investing in the game. I'm talking like esport companies. Sorry, I really haven't got a clue about that kind of you know I haven't got a clue about esports, so I don't know how it all works, but definitely the companies running these tournaments could be deterred if this game comes overrun with this type of specialized bot. But I don't know.
Well, I think with esports, so I'm imagining, kind of big sponsored tournaments would take place at a venue like X Arena X, where Splinterfest is being hosted here in a couple of months. And I don't know how feasible it would be to kind of slip a bot into your lineup creator without folks calling you out.
Yeah.
If we're all sitting in the same room, the battle begins and we're picking our lineups, and somebody is consistently throwing together top-notch lineups one after the other, then I think it's pretty clear that there's something going on, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing at the higher levels. When I think you and I we play very similarly when we're plugging in lineups for tournaments or brawls. You tend to take a little bit of a longer time period in terms of looking at the rule set, looking at previous battles, whereas a bot is pretty much instantaneously computing that data, running the odds, and simultaneously plugging in the the most viable lineup. So I think from a timing perspective, that's probably a good signal that there is a bot present, kind of managing the lineup. So I don't know if that.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I think also, I'm not saying I'm against these because I'm considering using one myself for my alt account, or we are for our alt account. But I think a positive is that if people do get on this wagon, the Archmage wagon, and there'll be other companies popping up, it will definitely raise prices because more and more people want to get cards if they see this is a viable option to make money. And also going back to Aggie's slogan, peace, prosperity, and freedom, right? Is like this is a way for people to make extra money as well, right?
Yeah, and I think
Devil's advocate.
Well, I'm looking at, and I agree with you. I believe that there's a pretty solid foundation of balance built into the reward system that would discourage, for example, if I invested in the Archmage bot software for my personal account for Bjangles, I think I would be discouraged from just letting it run full time. It takes away the fun factor, right? Entirely. Just looking at battles won and lost and kind of picking up my rewards every day, that kind of defeats the purpose of everything that I've plugged into this game in terms of time and attention and the financial investment. But as a supplement, if I'm going to be away for the weekend, I'm not going to have my phone, my computer. How cool is it that you could just reliably turn on the software, know that you're going to come back to a couple of daily rewards, just like you were playing. So I don't know. I feel like it's an interesting supplement. It's an interesting tool. I don't know that a lot of players like you and I who are here for the fun, and it also happens to be a very cool investment opportunity. If you would hand over the keys to the car to, the T2000, is he just gonna run your ECR into the ground, suck the fun out of the game for you, and get you rewards cards and DEC? Is that why you're here?
I think I'm definitely on the same boat as you. Even the other day, I was just like tired and exhausted and just life, man. And I just thought, I'll just chill out. And I rented out all my cards and couldn't get a lot of them back. So I was like, I'll just rest. And again, man, I just walk through the door, and what do? I just turn it on, and I just can't help myself, and I just enjoy it so much. And it's just something that draws me back to this game, and hopefully that will be the case for many people. But yeah, like I said before, there will be people playing the game and always playing the game for the fun factor, but there will be, like any arbitrage opportunity, people will see it that way. And, good luck to them. Is it any different to using the bots for, trading bots? People use trading bots to passively, make money. Is it any different for us if we want to do it? It's a great example, man. And I've thought about that as well. Just like, you're away for a weekend, just set it up where you can just play. It can play every 4 hours. You just kind of it's just a great way. I think it's definitely, and I just can't see a future of this game without bots. So if you read the comments to Cryptmancer's videos and Aftersound's videos, it's so split. So it's, people say, oh, if bots are going to be in this game, I'm out. And I think that's just, if you can't accept the bots, or if you just come in here to make money, I think it's just not the game, is it?
Well, yeah, and we've talked about this kind of ad nauseum in previous episodes. The bot situation, and we touched on it earlier, just a few moments ago. The bots have changed. You're not running into, maybe in bronze and kind of lower tiers in silver, you're still running into the very annoying identical lineups, match after match after match. Yeah. But they're not just pulling cards out of the game, selling the cards, and then kind of cashing out. Right now, they've got to invest, and really, if their game plan is to take all of their cards and immediately flip them onto the market, that's better for all of us, because it's going to drive down the prices for those reward cards while they are still in print. It makes them that much more accessible.
And thinking about it now, that once Modern and Wild does begin, if you do have one of these bots, it's not like before where, you just suddenly come up against these alpha beta dragons that you've never seen before, or there's only 69 copies of them. It's going to be pretty, if you've got your cards leveled up, which, if you want to play the game, it's just more fun to do that. If you're playing bots, there aren't going to be any big surprises, right? So they won't necessarily have that big advantage anyway. So I can't see it being a major problem in Modern, in ranked battles possibly. But like I said before, I think possibly brawls and tournaments, I could definitely see people kicking up a fuss about that. And also in Wild, it won't be that big a problem because no one's investing in those cards anymore. Whoever's got them has got them, right? And
who's got them, they are, maxed to the teeth, right?
Yeah.
And bot is going to hold no chance against a stacked, alpha beta.
Yeah. Deck, and I think this has just been happening, since, Splinterlands began, or people started using bots. I think this is not just a recent phenomenon. I think people have been doing it, and I just think it's just highlighted even more because now it's opened up to the masses. So yeah, personally, bot neutral, bot curious.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I feel like people have a knee-jerk reaction to the word bot.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Bots in, to reference your earlier example of bots trading in the, the stock market or cryptocurrencies, they are kind of scum of the earth, right? Their whole plan is to suck as much value at any cost, really. Whereas here, it's kind of a different story. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. I think I read or heard, maybe it was in Cryptmancer's kind of introductory video around Archmage, but they kind of presented themselves as an ethical bot software, which will be interesting to see how does that kind of get embodied in the way that the bot software runs and that sort of thing. And maybe they can kind of, with software like that, begin to shift the perspective of bots from where it currently sits now. It kind of feels like a lot of folks who are making the most noise about it feel that bots are an unnecessary evil, whereas I think you and I are kind of the perspective that bots are almost a necessary neutral, right?
just
They're
part of the game. It's
That's
just
just part of the
it's just
game. Yeah.
part of life. It's just like feels like those people resisting, cars when they came onto the market, just like happy, like questioning why do we need cars when we've got like a horse and cart. It's just you can either adapt or just be left behind. And I think this is just seems the future. It's in all walk of life, right? It's in factories, it's in trading, it's in games,
All right.
move
Well,
forward.
as we're kind of talking about the shifting landscape of the game and kind of what's coming, let's talk a little bit about the ranked rewards updates that came, I believe, yesterday. So I've already seen some of the changes take effect on my personal account. I've been competing in gold this entire season up until 2 days ago. I jumped into diamond. 3 days ago, I jumped into diamond, and this morning when I opened up my computer, I saw that I was set up to be earning diamond daily chest for the first time, and my season chests are still reflecting gold. So that's one of the big changes. And I'm curious, have you given any thought to how this is going to adjust your strategy? Are you going to, kind of adopt the mindset from before the ranked reward system came out and push up to diamond to compete for bigger end of season loots? Or what are you thinking here?
I'm just going to experiment this next season, and I've pushed up to diamond this past week. I've been up and down for various reasons. Lost 75% of my deck, so I went back down to gold one because I rented it out. Dumbass. And I'm back in diamond one now. So I am currently, got a dragon focus. I took a leaf out of your book and just rented the hell out of those magic dragons, and just enjoying the fruits. I've currently got like 5 chests just from like about half an hour's. I kind of played about 10 games, and I won half, lost half. But I think it's been great for me because okay, I definitely have I've got 4 dragon summoners. I'm tooled up with all the big boy dragons, so it definitely helps, right? If I were to have like a fire focus, would I be so confident to enter into diamond? Possibly not. But I think it's definitely interesting. When I first moved up, I was using water, and I was actually quite surprised. I think this happened to me before I moved up to gold. I was just like very hesitant to move up to gold because I just thought I'd get smashed. But when you're kind of actually there, there's people with summoners definitely not leveled up. How about you? How's your experience in diamond been?
Yeah, so it's really been similar in that I was expecting to just get kind of continuously booted back to gold. But like you, I had a dragon focus. I've actually haven't even had to roll the dice on my focus the last 3 days, and I've pulled 3 dragon focuses in a row.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's kind of the perfect scenario for making a solid end of season push is a whole bunch of dragon focuses. So thanks to the Splinterlands RNG gods for saving my dragon focuses for the end of the season. But yeah, man, I rented a leveled up Quicks. I rented a leveled up Selenia Sky and 3 or 4 of the alpha beta big boy dragons maxed out. And riding the coattails of that kind of crew has made it almost impossible to get myself kicked back into gold. And the last couple of days I've made a pretty solid push for kind of upper diamond. leagues, um, or upper diamond tiers, and yeah, the rewards have been great, and this kind of shapes my thinking in terms of how I will be approaching ranked rewards and modern and wild moving forward. Um, yeah, and I know we were kind of talking about this off air, but I think I've kind of made the decision. I haven't invested too heavily into much outside of Chaos Legion and rewards cards, but I do have a few leveled up cards from Untamed, a few leveled up cards from Dice. Um, but in preparation for Modern and Wild, and kind of anticipating the halving of CP requirements and Untamed moving into Wild here in the next 6 to 8 months, prices on cards being what they are right now, and making it, kind of a mouth-watering opportunity to make that push for my rewards cards for Chaos Legion to get them all to diamond level. It feels like a no-brainer to me to kind of cash out for as much as I can get on my Untamed cards and go all in on Chaos Legion and rewards cards.
Are you
And
still in the Axemaster?
I probably will.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So I had all my cards locked. So I've got 30 days to think about it. I've got all my cards locked for 30 days. I pressed unlock on all of my Untamed cards today.
Why would you why not play with them in modern?
Well, they're only going to be relevant in modern until Rebellion comes out. As soon as
When is that?
6 to 9 months. I would rather have a maxed out Chaos Legion deck, maxed out rewards cards, and my dollar is going to go a lot further in maxing out Rift Watchers between now and then. So by the time that Untamed gets the backseat on the modern trip and is kind of relegated or relocated into the wild format, I'll have maxed out cards ready for an investment, a much more affordable investment into Rebellion, and then kind of use Chaos Legion and the Chaos Legion rewards cards as my baseline moving forward, and as we progress into subsequent editions of cards, and as Chaos Legion, for example, gets moved into the wild format in 2 or 3 editions from now, I'll have max copies of those.
So you're going to sell your kitty as well?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big news.
So, yeah, I've had a little bit of an epiphany. I really want to make as competitive a deck as possible, and we've seen folks like Cryptmancer, folks like Dwayne, folks like Aftersound, folks like Hawks compete at really high levels with Chaos Legion and Chaos Legion rewards cards. So I don't think it's necessary to compete at the highest levels of the game with and relying upon Untamed. Yes, there's always going to be those cards that's like a Kitty, like a Jotun, that give you a fairly significant advantage. But once modern happens, it's a ticking timeline in terms of how much longer are those cards going to be relevant and have that significant advantage in modern. I want to position myself to have maxed out legendary summoners from Chaos Legion by the time that the edition runs out.
There's definitely advantages to having a streamlined deck. Actually, if you have too many cards to choose from, I find it, or maybe for my brain, I find it just it's just that too many choices, isn't there? But if you just have that set amount of cards, I found that when I was waiting for my rentals to come back, when I was in that tournament, I actually had my best ever positions in a tournament the first round. I don't want to talk about my second round, but yeah, I just found having that streamlined deck, it was so much easier to make a choice. And it was only chaos cards, right? So that helped.
Mm.
But
Yeah, so that's kind of how my thinking has shifted. And I know, I think it was a week ago to the day, pretty much, I told you I'm going to go for a max level kitty. I'm going to ride the Untamed train until Rebellion. I'm going all in on a couple of the Untamed cards. But then just looking at the value that I would have to essentially be sacrificing between now and then. I would be able to sell. I've got a level 2 kitty right now.
yeah.
And I'd be able to sell that and max out all of my Chaos Legion summoners and then some.
Yeah.
And looking at the kitty's price has fluctuated a little bit, nowhere near as much as the significant dip that has been applied to the Chaos Legion summoner cards. And when the time comes, I want to have the DEC and the finances ready to pretty much have a legendary summoner leveled up ASAP, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. When you put it in that perspective, because when you think of Kitty, you just think this overpowering summoner that's just going to steamroll everyone. But if you can level up, the majority of those new legendary summoners that are coming out, then it's definitely worth it, right?
Well, I mean, so just doing the basic kind of very rudimentary math, the legendary summoners, just like all other legendary cards, are going to require 11 BCX to be max. If those are going for, Quick's prices pre the most recent kind of massive downfall, we'll say $30 per BCX, a max legendary summoner is going to be $330. So for a level 2 kitty going for between $11 and $1,200, that's 4 of them maxed out. Right? And that kind of feels like, granted, they're not going to be as OP as kitty, but you're going to have 4 to choose from.
Yeah.
And the accompanying, kind of maxed out Splinter to help carry that team.
Yeah.
So it just feels like kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, I really like Kitty. She's a lot of fun to play with. But yeah, there's a significant opportunity on the table at the moment in the way of really cheap cards, legendary summoners coming, and all the while we're moving closer to a world where Untamed is no longer to be relevant in the context of modern League.
Yeah. So and moving up to Diamond, are you just thinking it's worth just grinding it out in gold, getting those end of season chests? Like, do you just foresee that just doing that general grind at the beginning, and then is your plan to hit Diamond again and just get those chests before Diamond?
Yeah, so I think like you, this next season or two will be very experimental. I think everybody can kind of attest to and sympathize, share the sentiment with, as soon as the new ranked reward system came out, everybody and their brother and sister and cousin were playing alt accounts, playing hours into the game. And I think everybody come season 2 just kind of felt exhausted. It was a chore. It kind of took the fun out of the game. And so maybe that was kind of the thought around everybody's going to be consolidating, just because it's not feasible, it's not fun, it's not practical to run it as many alt accounts as possible and their respective ECRs into the dirt. So yes, my plan is to end this season in Diamond 1, start next season in Gold 1, competing for Diamond chests, and we'll see how we go in terms of end of season chests next season.
Well,
and kind of
with the
adjust from there.
new with modern when it comes out, you could possibly, am I right in thinking you could be easily, if you can make it to champion two?
Oh, uh, I 100% would if I could. And if I could, meaning if I have the skill and B, the cards, because until Untamed kind of falls out of modern favor, I'm still, and until all of the legendary summoners come out, I feel like I am still at a pretty significant disadvantage to those folks who are competing in champ with, maxed Untamed stuff. There are some pretty awesome cards from Untamed. Um, that's not to say I wouldn't try.
But you will have the CP, right?
Let's take a look. So everything, it's been confirmed, I think a couple of times, that everything's going to be halved. So Diamond 1 is going to be cut to 200,000. Champ is going to be cut to 250,000. Yeah, I think a lot of folks are going to pretty much overnight qualify for champ from a CP perspective. Getting there obviously is going to be a very different story. Yeah, but I mean, so going back to kind of why I've decided, and I think you and I have talked about this a little bit outside of the episode. Your estimated value per chest pretty much doubles going from gold to diamond.
Yeah,
and it feels like it's not quite. If you're looking at overall cost that you've invested up until this point versus what it takes you to get from where your cards are now to diamond level, to max level, it's not quite double. Whereas in the typical market, it's pretty much double and above, because card prices are increasing. So it feels like, for double the estimated value for less than 2 times the cost to get there. Plus the fun factor just increases significantly as you continue to unlock more stuff, more abilities, and yeah, man.
Yeah, I think unlocking abilities that's just such an incentive to get higher, right?
So what are you thinking, man, as far as, once modern comes out and your CP automatically qualifies you for diamond and above, what are you going to push for champ? Are you going to hang out in diamond? Are you going to start pushing to level up cards? What's your game
I'm going
plan?
to push to level up my cards. I don't feel my deck is strong enough to compete in champion. It could be that thing where you just never know, like, until you get there, you never know, right? But of course you can rent them out, right? But I just want to level up my deck as strong as it can be. I think just to compete in the tournaments better. I think, that tournament I was in the other day, and I did very well in the first round, but when I got to the second round, it's just the level of opponents or level of a card you're coming up against increases. I also just noticed, like, the tactics. You can't just throw the same tactics you can get away with in the lower echelons of the leagues. You got to kind of like think out of the box. But yeah, you did really well, right, man? You got 7th place.
Yeah, that was definitely and this was the Scarred Hand Gold Cup. This was definitely my best showing of any of the tournaments, and it was a good one to turn up in. I think that was by far my best turnout, and by far my best kind of return on investment. I
90 SPS you got, right?
81 and a half.
Oh, 81 and a half.
Yeah, pretty
great
cool
return.
But yeah, man, and this is a tournament that kind of shows the true value of investing all into Chaos Legion versus spreading out your investment over Untamed, Dice, Rewards. Well, Rewards, once Modern and Wild come out, rewards cards are going to be eligible for these tournaments also. So they should certainly
Yes.
qualify. Yeah. I think that's going to be a game changer. The meta in tournaments is going to shift overnight once rewards
Mm.
cards are introduced.
Is that going to be the same for brawls as well? Were they allowed reward
I
cards
think
into
so.
brawls?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like tournaments is such a great kind of demonstration of the power of Chaos Legion, and just being able to see, maybe you're not getting max return through daily chests, through DEC per win in the ranked battles, but
Yeah.
competing in Chaos Legion only tournaments with maxed out cards is a great way to pull some big dividends.
Yeah. I read a comment before that someone, yeah, that's all they do. Just tournaments and brawls. They don't bother with the ranked. I haven't heard anyone say that before, but yeah, it's definitely, he just plays tournaments every day. I think that can just be enough as well, right? I think this is just what the developers are planning, right? Just there's going to be so many aspects of this game, in the town hall they mentioned about there's going to be like 3 elements to the game. One was the game itself, music, and
Sports.
Sports. Yeah.
That's interesting, man. I wonder if tournaments, I had never heard that somebody was doing that, but I wonder if tournaments are looking at, because the only requirements to get into a tournament are staked SPS and CP. Rating and respective league going down isn't relevant, or excuse me. So going up isn't relevant. Whereas if you're competing in champ, you've got the staked SPS, you've got the appropriate power, you're pretty much limited to diamond and champion tournaments. Whereas if you're not competing in ranked battles, your rating is nil, but you've got all of the staked SPS in the world and CP to compete in champ, you're getting a dirt cheap ride into any and every tournament competing with max cards. It's kind of a brilliant move. That said, I'll never do it. I love the ranked battles too much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very cool, man. Is there anything else you want to kind of talk about before we get to this week's challenge?
No, man. All good. All good.
Tonight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, man. Here comes the challenge invite. We got gold level. I will share my screen as soon as we get this battle lineup picked, and we will talk through strategy and lineups.
I feel your game has been raised the past week.
That's just me getting inside your head, brother. Same old me, man. Nothing's changed. Actually, yeah, my game has been stepped up huge, Kieran. You should be terrified, shaking in your boots. All right, so we have a 44 mana cap, no magic, and aim true. So melee and ranged always hit their targets. Our available splinters are water, earth, death, and dragon. And I already know exactly what to expect from my my buddy Kieran over there.
Oh, do you?
All right, so we both went with quicks. I have lined up with dragon and water. I've got the demon shark, the carnage titan. I've got a rented scale doctor, level 3. Really love this guy. He is going to be one that I will. I thought about investing in, but because he's untamed, I'm going to hold off. I've got the deep liquor, Igor, and the wave brood at the back.
Okay, I've gone for my favorite Almo. At the front, then I have the Twilight Basilisk. Hopefully get some stuns off with your Demon Shark. And I've got the Dragon Jumper. which I thought was level 3, but that must have stopped renting. And I've just gone for a bit of speed, and I kind of took a play out of your book the other day. Actually, you kind of got me with some speed the other day, and I've gone with So I've gone with the supply runner and one of my favorites, Lyra the Dark. So a couple of archery at the back, and I've got Vigilator at the back, but you've got no sneaks, so that could be pretty pointless. I think because the melee can't miss, right? I'm not going to get any misses from Almo. Doesn't matter how fast he is. I think you may have just got it. Let's
All right.
see.
Are you ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, let's go.
Come on.
All right.
Oh, I can't. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Where's the main screen? Okay.
You ready? Okay.
Come on. Yeah. Come on, boys.
Oh,
Yes, you got the stun with the demon.
And the Basilisk is down the. All right, Carnage Titan doing work. Return fire from Almo.
I didn't see you've got triage. I'm not even gonna get him this time. Oh, I just think that's it.
Almo's down.
Yeah. I didn't spot your triage at the back, man. I'm dead as a duck.
Dead as a duck. Yeah, you're in trouble, buddy. The wave brood is man, I feel like taunts are so valuable. Just kind of looking at and talking, carrying on what we talked about last week with potential investments.
Yeah,
the wave brood is, I think he's under $2 per BCX, and he's an epic. I feel like that's such a great card and great investment opportunity.
Oh man, all right, man. The second game I've played against you, and I didn't even get one of yours. All right, challenge again. You accept the challenge.
Oh boy! All right, you send it over, buddy.
I'm just happy to keep playing until I win. By the way.
all right. I'll send over the invite. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's a first for the People's Guild. We've got an encore challenge happening for you guys.
We've got a bad loser over here.
Yeah, I feel like you were a much more gracious loser in the last match, and
hey, I need to send you the okay, so what is it at the moment? It's 2-1, isn't it? Is it 2-1?
Yeah.
Please say. Okay. Can it be 2-2? Anyway, I've got the Dragon Summoner +1 magic. I've got the Chaos Dragon behind Almo. So Almo's at the front. Hopefully, going to get some enrage off. I've got the Gold Dragon she's got flight, she's got blast, and she's got heal. I've got the Diamond Dragon, which you have as well, to slow you up. I've got the Supply Runner to speed me up, and Lyra. So we're pretty.
Yeah, the difference is, so I went with Quicks. Yeah. So I think I might have the speed advantage just because of Quicks.
Yeah.
But we both got Almo at the front. So it's a showdown between the two Almos staring at one another. I went Carnage Titan number 2, Diamond Dragon number 3, Lyra, Supply Runner, and Chaos Dragon in the back. So we both got blind. I'm gonna have a 1 speed advantage, but the blast from the Gold Dragon and the self heal might be what does it in. You might, because that's going to take down the Carnage Titan. So unless I get a couple lucky shots from the Chaos Dragon.
Carnage Titan's got shield though, doesn't he? So
well, that's not going to matter with the Gold Dragon throwing Magic Blast.
This is true. This is true.
I think you might have me with the damn gold dragon, man. That guy's a beast. I think you might have this one.
But you are gonna hit first. Hitting first is the name of the game, right?
So I think Lyra is gonna go after the diamond dragon, so she's not gonna touch, or she should anyway.
It just depends, because if you are your chaos dragon is gonna shoot first, so it depends where that puppy lands, isn't it?
Yeah. If I can take out, if I get 2 shots in a row on the supply runner from the chaos dragon, I got this one, and I remove the speed, and that would wipe out Lyra. And yeah, that's asking for a lot. So I think because of the gold dragon, you've got this one. But let's see. All right, let's rumble.
Let's rumble.
All right.
Come on. Rascals. Come on. Come on.
Uh-oh.
That's the baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear.
Chaos dragon went after Lyra in the back first.
Missed. Come on. Yes.
I think that's going to be the last time you touch Elmo.
Oh.
Okay, so your Lyra just took out my supply runner, and I missed your Lyra with mine. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're missing my Elmo.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Titan's not looking good. Titan and
Diamond Dragon are down from
down in one
dragon.
hit.
Ouch.
This is music to my ears. Oh, am I blowing my trumpet too fast?
No way. No chance, man. I don't think there's any chance I get this one. No. Self-heal. Hit your chaos dragon. Yeah. My Lyra's down. That's the ball game for sure.
Come on. That heal.
There's no way I can take out the gold dragon.
The baby. Come on. Oh, you think the gold dragon's gonna?
Yeah, gold dragon's gonna win it. Oh. Well, maybe.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Oh, your chaos dragon is down.
I don't believe it.
So we've got Elmo with 1 hit point, gold dragon.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Elmo is down.
Oh no. I don't believe it.
So gold dragon versus chaos dragon and Elmo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
How's it missing?
Yes.
I don't believe it. Oh, Jesus.
You had me on the ropes for like 10 rounds, man.
There was me blowing my victory trumpet. I had all my guys left.
Chaos dragon, man.
That's a bitter pill to swallow, man. That is a bitter pill to swallow. Could have been 2-2. Now it's 3-1. We need to get someone on, so I need to get out of my slump. I can't believe it. Really can't believe that.
Oh, I thought you had, dude, the gold dragon or your chaos dragon wiped out my whole back line and then proceeded to continue to shoot at Elmo.
That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous, man. That was RNG against you, man. Oh, boys, that was funny.
I can't even challenge you to another one, man. If I can't beat you with that, it's probably not my day.
All right. Well, it's been a great episode. We talked about a whole slew of different topics here, all things Splinterlands. There's a lot happening in the game. Drop us a line. Let us know what you guys are excited about. Do you agree with or disagree with our perspectives on bots, on rewards? Do I have it completely wrong dismissing Untamed this early? Let us know.
All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. You have been listening to
The People's Guild.
That's a wrap.
Bingo.